Hi, I'm Steph Sanders, landscape architect and park planner for North of the River Recreation and Park District. Week 3 of World Landscape Architecture Month also aligns with Earth Day week. So before you plant your Earth Day tree, let's make sure that your tree is the right tree for the right place. Earth Day celebrates all plants, not just trees. Today we're starting out in a carrot field because carrots are plants, and plants are the food we eat, the clothes we wear, the medicine we take, and the buildings that we live in. Landscaping is life. Plants live. They provide us this environment that we thrive in, and they provide this spiritual awareness, this mental awareness, and this physical awareness that you don't get from, say, a dirt field or non-landscaping or a brick wall. Think of your favorite childhood memories. A lot of them might be outdoors, some of them may not, but when you think of the outdoors, how does it make you feel? How does it raise your awareness of what happened, and how do those feelings make you feel? Usually plants and trees are a good thing. You think of climbing a tree as a child, or ice skating as a child. All of these things come from the outdoors and the environment that we're in. Trees and plants create environments, but they also have specific environment needs, no different than people. Here in this almond orchard, it's a lot cooler temperature-wise than the carrot field was, because these almond trees create a shade canopy. But the carrot field, the carrots produce a food crop, and they grow much quicker than these almonds because the almonds take a lot longer as a tree. So fun almond facts: Kern County is the #1 world producer of almonds, and 80% of the world's almonds are grown here in Kern County, which is where Bakersfield is located. So the next time that you eat an almond, think of the video that you're seeing today. Another fun fact about almonds is that they are in a family more closely related to peaches, plums, nectarines than they are other tree nuts, such as pistachios or walnuts. And plants, just like humans or even animals, have families, and we define them by their genus, which is the family, and their species, which is the name or the type of plant they are. For example, Quercus is the oak family, and in Latin terms, Quercus means oak. There's over 500 species of oaks. So that's really important to know which family you're dealing with, but also the species end of it, so the name of it. So let's talk about right tree, right place. Plants and animals of a similar community that exist together are called a biome. They complement each other. And there's 5 major biomes on Earth: aquatics, so that's your oceans and lakes and streams; grassland, forest, desert, which is Bakersfield and Kern County; and tundra. And all of these can be broken down further into other biomes, such as coniferous forest or deciduous forest. And today we can look at the biome matching activities that we have with Sam, the landscape architect. This one specifically has where you can match the rainforest with the animals in the rainforest, the coniferous forest, the deciduous forest. So that's a fun activity. And then also we have color the world biomes map. So you have a world map here with different numbers on there, and then following it, it also has the clues that are listed. So the first clue is color all deciduous forest pink, and then it gives you a hint. If you need more information on it, there's also the link at the top that will bring you to a breakdown of each biome. So how do you know which is the right tree for the right place? You plan ahead, and that's what planners are all about. You evaluate the place first that you want to stick the tree, and then you pick the best plant that goes there. It's a lot of times people will come home from a nursery or they'll see something and they're like, oh, I love that plant, and buy it. But really, we should be evaluating the place that needs the plant or gets the tree before we plant it. So we look at the following conditions when we're doing this. Light and sun exposure. We got to know how much light it's going to get, and there's a lot of plants that really do like shade, or there's plants that like full sun. So we've got to look at light and exposure. Water, how much is available and how much is the plant going to take. More often than not, overwatering is what kills plants. So really understanding its water needs, and by overwatering, you're depriving the oxygen out of the roots. Exposure to the elements, so wind, temperature, weather extremes. For example, a palm tree isn't going to do very well in Minnesota because palm trees really like arid desert type climates and don't like cold much, they freeze. Soil type, so sand, loam, how much organic matter is in there, and pH. Hardiness zones, where it grows. Like I said, plants won't grow in Minnesota, and some desert plants won't grow there either. And then there's also plants in Minnesota that won't grow here because they need the cold. And we have so many books that you can reference for it. Here in Bakersfield in California, this is kind of the go-to handy guide that we look at, but there's so many different horticultural books that you can have on that. Competition from other plants. You don't want to cram too much into a space, and that's no different than people or animals even, because they use the same resources. And then long-term maintenance and potential diseases. If you want a tree that you don't have to go in and do much to and don't want to have to water it too much, you're not a tree that needs a little bit more to it is not going to survive as well as something that is low maintenance. So don't worry too much about all of these things, because we put together a handy guide on the NOR website, so you'll be able to look at that too. The one thing that most people forget the most is what's above and below the plant. So this is another important issue. I have a couple of drawings here today that illustrate this. The first one is this young tree. So here is a house, and you can see that the tree is planted so you can look out the window, and it's right under the roof line, and it just looks really good. But this tree isn't going to stay little forever. As it grows, there's going to be more of an issue because these tree branches are going to get under the eaves, onto the roof, and it's not good for the health of the tree because that's a lot of sun exposure and reflected heat off of it. And it's also not good for your house because bugs and other critters could possibly get into your house and push up on your roof. Another example that we oftentimes see is along roadways and walkways. So here's a picture of the tree planted next to a wall, and you see a sidewalk and a car. That's what it should look like. Those tree roots need to go down below the sidewalk, below the road, and that's where they gather their nutrients. And so looking at that, the tree structure and knowing how the tree grows is really important. There's quite a few times, and I have a picture after this picture too, that you see where a tree is in the wrong place, or it's the right tree, just the wrong place, where those tree roots will push up on the sidewalk and create a trip hazard for anybody walking along there, and maintenance either needs to come in and replace the sidewalk or cut the tree roots out or shave the sidewalk down and grind it, and all of these are detrimental to the tree as well, and it's just a lot of extra labor. So definitely picking the right tree for the right place is going to be critical to what you're doing. With all of this information, you have so many great tools to help you pick the right tree for the right place. A key component of planting any plant is maintenance. Regardless if the plant says that it's low maintenance or low care, there's still going to be some maintenance that goes into any plant material. When you look at routine care such as pruning, water needs, fertilizer, that kind of thing is going to happen regardless of where you put the plant. but it will ensure that your plant is truly the right tree for the right place. Thanks for joining the fun today at NOR and celebrating Earth Day and World Landscape Architecture Month.